Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Behind Enemy Lines. And the season is upon us. We have finally, after 7, 8 long months, are watching regular season and football that actually matters again. Now, if I don't know what Behind Enemy Lines is, it's the series where I, a Saints fan, talk to a fan of the opposing team for the Saints opponent that week. And as you can see, we have Big K. So clearly, Panthers fans don't exist.
You just
All
learned
right,
this. It's like North Dakota.
North
It's
Dakota's not
just
a real state.
non-existent outside of football.
Yeah, well, I got my guy Big K here. Uh, First of all, how are you?
What you guys didn't see was we sat here for what felt like an hour. I said I'm gonna hit three threes in a row on 2K25 before we hit record, and it felt like it took an hour for me to hit three in a row. It was
Yep,
always 1, 2, brick, 1, 2, brick.
one,
I
one,
shot
one,
60,
one.
like I shot like 50% from three. I just couldn't hit three in a row, and this because Valente was looking at me disappointed. I was
Steph
disappointed.
Curry would be ashamed. Now,
It was Steph
since the
K.
regular season is here, it's time to discuss how you did last year because since you were here pretty much
Every other
uh,
week.
every other week, I had fans on every now and then, but um, we kind of made it a tradition to keep score of everything that you did. And your record through last season ended up being 6-1.
I think I'd make the
Uh,
playoffs with that record.
well, you'd probably be the number one seed through mid-season, but I'm assuming you're gonna be here a lot this season as well
We'll
because I'm not
see.
that popular. But
Hey, only one episode's guaranteed after this.
cool. Only one episode's guaranteed. I'll probably have you and someone else on because Big K is a Broncos fan, which
And
means
I can actually be a fan of my own team for once.
yeah, he could push the agendas that he really knows.
Bo Nix QB1 in the NFL.
Yeah, I can't wait for that week. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, you're 6-1. We counted preseason in too. I just said I wasn't gonna count the losses. You got
I
one
think I only missed.
correct.
I think I only missed one. I think I was 1-1
Yeah.
in
So
preseason.
we're not counting the misses for
I'm not the
preseason, but we are.
Ravens.
We are counting the wins. So your record
No,
is
no. If we're not
what?
gonna count the losses in the preseasons, we can't count the wins.
Okay, that's fine.
If we have to do both, if we're gonna count one, I'm not gonna cheat.
All right then. Well, your record is 6-1 still, and we're gonna see if we can extend that. Now today is Thursday, and the reason I'm recording this on a Thursday is because if I didn't, we wouldn't be able to get this out at all because this will probably go up Friday, and by the time y'all are watching this, I will be in New Orleans, and I have absolutely no way of getting it done in New Orleans. So we're doing it now. So um, now that we're getting things going, Big K,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I lost a couple of questions from last year's list because I had to remake them, and because I guess I lost wherever they were. So, starting with your breakout candidates um for week one, who do you think is going to go off for the Panthers?
Week 1, going off. Unexpected.
Unexpected.
Unexpected. No one sees this guy having a great week.
Okay.
Nick Scott.
The safety.
I'm kidding. It's not Nick Scott. I really wanted you to say who
The safety, right? He's a
is the
safety.
safety.
Okay.
No, the guy who's having a breakout game is QB1, Bryce Young.
I feel like I could have expected that, but
QB1.
what's your reasoning
Bryce.
behind it?
It's time, dude. It's the best offense you've had around you.
Yeah.
Your run game's not going to be the greatest, but it could be. Saints D line can be questionable in the run game.
Yeah.
Pass game, they'll be fine. But it's there's ever a time for you to step up and say, hey, you guys called me a fake number one pick because people had 3, 4 QBs better than him this year. I saw people saying he was QB5, if not QB6, if he was in this class. There were some people taking Knicks over him. Yeah. Yeah.
Phoenix too?
And Penix.
Mm.
They're saying he was a beneficiary of a weak QB class.
Okay.
And then there's also Stroud, so I don't know. DJ Ugalala a little better according to ESPN.
Who?
That's
No, you're
Ugalala.
lying.
On
You're
the
lying.
for the when they were recruit out of high school. Out of high
Oh
school.
well,
DJ
yeah,
was
their
the
high school
number
recruiting. Yeah, they were.
it was the number 2 QB in his was the number 1 QB in his class above Stroud.
DJ?
DJ. He's either number 1 or number 2 in the class, and Stroud was 3.
I think I remember that. I saw it somewhere. Yeah, I think I
No.
saw it somewhere. That
So
was dumb. That's high
Bryce
school
Young,
though.
it is time for you to sign. You have 4 competent receivers.
Yep.
You have an a tight end who has potential, and Tommy
Yeah.
Tremble. Your own line is better than people realize.
Yeah.
Way better
Than last year. Can't get worse than what happened last year.
The defense is going to be solid. It comes down to, hey, if you can play ball, boy, you are going to play ball at a higher level and be a sneaky contender in the NFC South.
Anyone's a sneaky contender in the NFC South in my eyes.
No, there's one outlying team.
I still don't think so.
Yes, there is.
I think the Falcons are the best team in the division, but they're not the outlying best.
No, there's an outlying worse. And it's not the Bucks, and it's not the Panthers, and it's not the Falcons.
I don't think it's the Saints either, because
I am a Panthers fan today. Fuck the Saints.
You know what? It's fine. I know your real opinion, but you know what?
I am here to push an agenda. I am a Panthers fan. Fuck the Saints.
That's fair.
We own
I think. Anyway, I think there is a consensus ranking of the division right now that's going to be completely opposite of how it ends up. It's just the NFC South. It's weird. Like everyone. No, look, that's not
the consensus ranking is Falcons, Bucks, Saints,
Panthers. Yeah, that's a consensus ranking. But I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think anyone would be surprised if it ended up different than that.
Falcons, Saints, Panthers, Bucks is the only other way I see it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it ended up any different than how people think it's gonna end up, they wouldn't be surprised.
Damn, we only 10 minutes in and I already broke character.
What?
I already broke character of Panthers fan. I've already broken character about hyping up the Panthers, saying they'll be the worst team in the division.
Well, I mean, if that's the only way you can see it going. The Panthers were the worst in the division for the last 4 years. It's not like I'd expect any different. You're a Panthers fan. You're a Panthers fan. It's all right. But your breakout's Bryce Young.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I wish it didn't have to be that way. I wish Bryce Young was, actually considered good. I don't hate the Panthers. I'm gonna be honest. The Panthers are like funny little bro to me, I guess. If that makes sense. Like, I don't hate the Panthers. It's mainly because of their relevance right now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you would have asked me this in 2017, I would have been like, oh yeah, fuck the Panthers. But anyway, my breakout candidate is for this game. We'll do season 2, so if you can think of a season 1. For this game, I'd say my breakout candidate is Brian Brzee. What? Okay. Anyway.
Brian Breeze mid.
Anyway, Brian Brzee is, I mean, he did really well last season for a rookie. But he also had his mishaps. He got caught up in a bit amount of penalties that could be coached out of him. A lot of it was holdings that he could have easily avoided. A lot of it was, or a couple of them were on field goals, which is something that you could easily unlearn. So he would always line up over the center, which is illegal. But
I'm refraining from commenting on that.
What?
Because it is very negative from what I'm going to say.
Just go ahead.
There are very few things you get taught as a young defensive lineman since from like middle school. You get preached it in middle school. You get preached it in high school. You get preached it in college, and you probably get preached it in the NFL.
What's up?
What's the easiest thing to do on PAT?
Not line up over the center.
Line up over the center. It's not that hard.
Hold on. Hear me out.
No, I'll hear you out.
All of that?
I'll tell you how many flags in 7 years I had for lining up over the center.
How many?
0.
All right. Let me just say this. Those lining up over the center moments were very early in the season.
Oh, cool. Guess what? He's played football for at least 10, 11 years by that point.
But he hasn't done it ever since then.
Oh, cool. He's did it before. He'll do it again.
I don't think so. I don't think so, personally. I think he'll be all right.
And you think wrong.
I like this side of you.
Huh?
I like this side of you. I haven't seen this big K in a long time.
Hey, I will happily play the villain. Call me Theodore.
Inside joke. Nobody's gonna understand that. But Brian Brzee my breakout because I don't think he's going to be asked to do like too much. He's listed as the second string defensive tackle behind Nathan Shepard, and that's mainly because early down situations you're more expecting a run, and that's what Nathan Shepard's super good at. And is that a McDonald's brand deal? Or is that a McDonald's plug?
Sponsor.
But he's not going to be asked to really be a major help in run support. He's going to be brought in on the later downs, like third down, sometimes second down, depending on what you're looking at personnel-wise for the Panthers. So, Brzee, he has a huge upside when it comes to pass rush. He has a lethal spin move. He has a great repertoire when it comes to pass rush. So I think he's going to take a step up this game. And honestly, I have him break out for the season too. So, yeah. What about you? Who's your breakout for the entire season?
This season?
Yeah.
I mean, he talked like this. That's a horrible Southern accent.
I already know who it is.
He goes by many names.
Mm-hmm.
But the main one is Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
And he has 3 legs because his last name is Leggett.
And he has 4 legs because I heard that. Never mind. All right. Oh, shit.
I wasn't going to go there.
Don't mind me.
I thought about it, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
Apparently, your channel, your rules, just say. But I'm going to follow you lead. He has a map!
Anyway, what do you got Xavier Leggett being the breakout guy for?
So, I think this is a team that you have a clear number 1 in Deontay. Adam Thielen's old as shit. Jonathan Mingo was good last year, not great.
If I'm being honest, I think Adam Thielen right now is going to 2, but he's slowly going to work his way down to a 4.
He's 2. Yeah, that's my prediction. He'll go from 2 to 4. Or he'll go 2 to 3. The one with the most to gain is Xavier Leggett. Xavier Leggett can only go up from 4. And he'll be a guy who, as he gets play time, will work his way up.
Is he 4 right now?
He's 4 right now.
Okay.
He will only work his way up.
For some reason, I thought Mingo was 4.
No. Mingo's 3. Okay. And I will tell you right now, that is not going to be the order at the end of the year.
Yeah, in a way, I think the Panthers are a team that looks substantially different, but also look the same. Like, offensively, the most, because while Leggett is, like, brand new, you have a brand new 1. I think Deontay, while he's, like, that sure 1 for them, or X, I would say, because they didn't really have, like, a great X or a good X. Because I've always thought of Thielen as more of a Y or a 2 if people want to go that route. Just because that's what he's always been, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Deontay, I don't know if he's gonna have that early like kick that, because it's kind of like Calvin Ridley in a way. I know it's gonna sound weird because when Calvin Ridley left, like because of the suspension, when he had to pretty much take the entire year, he didn't have that same Calvin Ridley that we knew for the first like half of the season with the Jags last year. So I feel like it's going to be the same with Deontay, except he didn't get suspended. He just kind of checked out.
Yeah.
So right now, I feel like they're kind of in the same boat they were last year in terms of weapon-wise. And then as the season gets on, Deontay gets that, like, you know, muscle memory in a way, or his drive back, then I feel like it'll get better. Yeah.
It all depends on, let's be real here, everything we just talked about could all be different depending on how Bryce Young plays.
Yeah.
If Bryce Young plays like he did last year, nothing we just said matters.
Mm.
That receiver room's going to be a mess, and it's not going to be their fault.
Yeah.
If he can't connect with any of the targets, none of them are going to shine. We know he has that bond with Thielen.
Yeah.
Thielen was a dog last year. I mean, a D-A-W-G dog. What?
Yeah. No,
what was that? What are you two? S-A-W-F-T.
That's what I was thinking of.
That's what I was thinking of too, and I did that. You too soft for that?
No, I believe you though. Adam Thielen is a dog.
And he should be a Bronco. No.
Take him.
No. You want me to take him, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I have him. You got me. Yeah, I believe you. Xavier Leggett might even find his way to 1, because that's something we also know about Deontay, is that he can check out, and he will check out if things get rough.
Yes.
And if things start rough and they stay rough and you don't see any improvement, then he just might check out again.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I don't think that'll happen, though. This will be a very pass-heavy offense.
Wow. It's good to hear you say that, because moving on, we didn't do this in preseason. We kind of switched it up a little bit and made it like a
keys to
different
victory.
thing. Yeah, keys to victory. In preseason, we pretty much said what needs to happen for you to have optimism.
Yeah, no. Well, because you were like, come on, what's the key? I'm like, no.
Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, fine.
No one only one team cares about preseason, and that's the Ravens.
Actually, they lost last year, so they don't care anymore.
Oh yeah, they lost their care.
Yeah.
Keys to victory. You want to go first or me?
You. Just because you
Me?
said pass heavy.
Establish the run game. This is a team that's built to pass. You have Bryce, Deontay Thielen, Leggett, Mingo, Tommy Tremble. But you look at your O-line. Iquanu, dog. Damian Lewis, dog. Austin Corbett, dog. Tyler Morton, dog. Robert Hunt, he just signed that extension. I've always seen him more as a Dolphin, but you know what? He a Panther now. Dog. Please tell me you get that reference.
The dog part, or I've always seen him more as a Dolphin part?
The dog part.
Yeah.
So the reason I did that is this one guy, he's like, I've always seen him more as a running back, and all this and that. But apparently he's a linebacker.
It's the guy talking about his high school team, right?
Yes. And I needed a guy to be go off on that tangent.
Yeah.
It was him. He was ready.
Oh, I've seen him more as a Dolphin. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
But you have two questionable running backs in Hubbard and Miles Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Chuba Hubbard's your running back one for now. Jonathan Brooks gets back. He'll probably take over the starting running back role. Unless one of these two establishes themselves as the running back one. Do I think that'll happen? No. If I was one of them, am I going out there and playing my ass off trying to steal that running back one spot? Absolutely. Starting in the NFL is hard.
Yeah.
There's 53 men on the roster. There's 22 starters, 24 technically with the kicker on a team. That means across the NFL, there's about 700 starting spots around the league.
Mm-hmm.
Only 700 humans in the world are starting on an NFL team.
Mm-hmm.
There's billions of people on the earth. V's trying to do the mental math.
If I'm not wrong, you'd think it's 640, but I might be wrong.
22, 11 on each side.
Yeah, 22 times 32. Go ahead, keep yapping. I'm going to figure this out.
No, let's see this. No.
22 times 32. 704. Yeah. Never mind. I'm not as good as math as I used to be. Hey, I graduated school. My sister's friend did my algebra for me. I haven't done math in nearly 5 years.
That number's realistically like 750-ish because of kickers and punters.
Yeah. Technically kick returners too.
I don't count those as starters.
Fuck.
Because I start with the key core positions as starters.
Okay. Yeah.
Because any running back can be a kick returner. Any receiver can be a kick returner.
Right, but like if you count, say someone like Keyshawn Nixon for the Packers, he doesn't start on his side of the ball.
Cool, and he's a good returner.
Technically, he would technically be a starter as a kick returner, right?
Yes and no. In my mind, no.
Well, hold on. Okay, hold on. Keep yapping real quick. Let me see.
I don't think they count him.
Let me see if he has starts. Yeah, he has 13 starts last year as a Packer.
What position does he play?
Corner.
Are you sure he doesn't get actual play time?
Yeah, you're probably right about that. He does probably get. What's a snap count on defense? Snap count. We don't do snap count on peripheral reference.
Yeah, I'm just looking up the depth chart.
Oh yeah, no, he starts. Yeah, he starts. He got targeted 81 times.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
But my point is, and if you look throughout history at all the returners, 9 times out of 10, they are starting somewhere else. The great ones, at least. Devin Hester was also a starting receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Deion Sanders was Deion Sanders. Cordell Patterson's the jack of all trades.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these great returners are guys you cannot refuse getting on the field. Like here, this is how we'll take it. I know a guy who played for the Broncos, was a great returner for us. That's how many times he started in his career. Oh, he had 1 year where he started for Houston and us. But he has a career 33 starts.
Who's that?
Trenton Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And he never was a starting, but he was always a kick returner.
Okay, yeah. I thought kick returners like had actual like starts listed on their thing.
No.
That makes sense now, I guess.
But so going back to it, this is an offense that hey, you're going to be able to throw the football as long as your QB can throw that rock. If your QB can throw the pill, you're going to succeed. But can you run that pill? Can you put that pill on the ground and say, "Go get us a tough 6"?
Yeah, you can't have Bryce throwing 50 times a game.
Nope, we've seen a team do that. They were 1-3 to start, and their quarterback got injured.
Yeah.
Does he even know what team I'm talking about?
50 times per game?
Mm-hmm.
Now, did they throw 50 times per game because they were down a lot, or did they just throw 50 times a game?
They were not running the football. They started off 1-3. They were supposed to be really good.
Kirk.
No. And the QB ended up getting injured.
This past year?
2 years ago. 2 or 3, 4 years ago. It's been the last 5 years.
Is that Breeze?
No.
Yeah,
Dak.
Breeze.
He was throwing the ball 50, 60 times a game 1 year.
Oh, yeah, I remember what you're talking about. He had like 400 yards per game whenever he got injured.
He was through 5 games, and he didn't play all 5 games. He had 1,800 yards.
Yeah.
He was on pace. He was throwing for 370 a game, and he got injured in one of those games.
I remember that, yeah.
See, what game? It was the
that
fifth
was
game.
where he fucking almost snapped his leg in half, right?
He got fucked up. He including the game where he had 166 yards because he got injured. He still threw the ball 21 times before he got hurt. Game 1, he threw the rock. He threw the rock 49 times. They ran the ball a decent amount, 24 times. He threw it 40 times in a 3-point game. Atlanta. He threw the ball 47 times, and they ran the ball still a decent amount because Zeke was there, but Zeke was ass. He was throwing the ball 50 times a game. You can't ask your QB to do that. It's just unrealistic standards.
Yeah, no.
If they do not establish a run game, you're going to kill Bryce Young. And I don't know about you, but I would rather not watch Bryce Young die.
I don't want to watch anyone die. Yeah, that's fair. I think it's going to be a heavily trenched involved game.
Personally, I know whose trenches I like more.
What are you talking about? Offensive line versus defensive line?
Yeah, I know who I'm taking every time.
Well, I mean, if you're saying Saints offensive line versus Panthers defensive line, I'll take every 31 team over the Saints offensive line. I'll take every 31 defensive lines over the Saints offensive line, 100%. But if you're asking me who I'd rather take defensive line wise, take the Saints at least half.
You have to make a switch. The front four on the defense and the offensive line for your O-line and the D line.
I would say for Saints offensive line and Panthers defensive line, I'm taking Panthers. I would say for Panthers offensive line and Saints defensive line, I'm taking Saints.
You have to make a full-on trade. You get the 5 starters on the O-line for the Panthers, and you get their D-line. But you have to trade your O-line and your D-line for that. Are you taking the trade?
So if I got their offensive line,
you got the defensive line too, and you trade your O-line and D-line.
So you're telling me if
you're trading you're basically swapping trenches.
No.
You are crazy.
because I would 100% take their offensive line. I'm taking everyone's offensive line. I'm not taking their defensive line.
You are
No.
underestimating how good this D line is.
I might be, but I also still have I still have a ton of belief in the Saints defensive line. Because Carl Granderson did great. Brian Brzez's up and coming. Chase Young's there now. He's been doing great in camp. I'm sure he'll be fine. Cam Jordan's still there. I know he's not as good as he used to be. Offensive line, 100%. I'm taking the Panthers. I'll take every team over Saints offensive line. Not defensive line though. Not yet.
All right, what's the Saints' keys to victory then?
Making Bryce Young uncomfortable. He's still playing with the new team, so obviously it's not going to be perfect, right? I highly doubt it's going to be perfect for him. But you have Debo who played like an All-Pro last year, and you have Lattimore back now. You have two really good outside corners. So Bryce Young is going to have to try extra hard to find those receivers. And I think our defensive line can make him uncomfortable. They did it last year almost every play. I like Willie Gay out of at the Sam spot. I think he plays the Sam, linebacker. Willie Gay is, if Bryce Young tries to go anywhere, Willie Gay can't shut that down. I think the rotation between Carl Granderson and Chase Young is going to be very critical, vital to the success of the pass rush this game and the entire season. But also when it comes to the offense, I don't really know yet what the Saints need to do. Looking based off the Panthers defensive roster, I would say one, not only try and keep Carr protected because that is vital to if you could even get the ball out. But offensively, I would say you kind of want to open the playbook maybe. Let Carr find his confidence early. Because it took 11 weeks. I'd say 11 weeks, maybe 8 or 9 weeks, I'd say, before Derek Carr had a really good game where you could say, wow, my QB played really good today. And I don't want to wait 11 weeks to see that again, so you got to open the playbook a little bit, let Carr be who he was. Let him throw the ball deep. I would say chemistry is not going to be as much as a problem anymore as it was early on last season. He ended the season really great. I just want him to build on that. It's the start of a new season. So as bad as it sounds, let Carr throw the rock.
Who are you?
What?
Who are you?
Who am I? I don't know. I really don't know.
There's 5 sentences I've never expected to hear from you in this world.
Let Carr throw the rock. Let Carr be Carr.
Let Carr throw the rock is not one of those 5, but it's number 6 probably.
What are the 5?
I can't say those.
Because you don't know him, do you?
No, I know him. We're recording a video. I am not saying those on video.
There are 5 sentences you've never heard from me.
I would never expect to hear from you.
That I just said?
That you have no. That not a, that you will. I do not think you will ever say. Let Carr throw the rock is one of those 5. Is probably number 6. The other 5 I would hope you never say, otherwise we are terminating our friendship.
Okay, look. I don't think Derek Carr is a good quarterback.
He's not.
But yeah,
no, he
he's
is
not. You think he is?
I like Carr.
I like Carr as a human. I don't think he's the best. I don't think he's nowhere near what he used to be. But I don't think Carr is a good quarterback. But if you're gonna let him build his confidence early, you got to do it against Panthers, where I think they're really looking weak in the secondary at this point. And it's not because of who. It's not because of who they got. It's because of who's injured, also. Which we'll get to that in a minute. But I think they have a decent secondary outside of fucking Michael Jackson. But they still got J.C. Horn. I'm sure he'll be good. But everyone else, I'm not really too excited about. So let Carr get comfortable. Let Carr sling that rock a little bit. Don't, fucking let him wild out. But let Carr do more than we've seen previous with Pete Carmichael. Because I still don't know what this offense looks like with the Clint Kubiak stamp on it. So that's another thing I'm excited to see is how Clint Kubiak works with the offensive line. How does he make the offensive line? Because I don't know why. I feel like we're not going to give up insane sack numbers. And I feel like we're going to have insane pressure numbers, but not insane sack numbers. Because that offensive line was bad last year. And we only let up like less than 2 sacks a game. So, yeah. Key to victory for the Saints is let Carr get comfortable and let him sling the rock.
Let Carr cook.
Let Carr cook, I guess.
Do you know what's the last time a mediocre team said let their quarterback cook?
Who was the mediocre team? And I'll probably tell you.
Denver.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Just remind the people.
That guy's now a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Yeah. But if you really think about it, if you look at it the way I look at it, I know he was bad because I think him and Carr are in the same boat in terms of what I'm about to say. He played when it comes to the offense, right? Just hear me out. I know you're about to say something. I know you're about to say something that's gonna make me seem stupid, but Russell Wilson, and it's mostly because of Sean Payton, ran that offense okay. But Russell Wilson was also a lot of the reason that those sack numbers were high for the Broncos. Like, he made some incredibly stupid decisions. Same with Carr. Carr makes a lot of stupid decisions. Or not. He made a couple of bad decisions last year that looked incredibly terrible. Like, I don't understand how he could have wrote that off to anything else, but somehow he did. But I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that a new offense is going to help him and chemistry is going to help him. But statistically, him and Russ were actually like really similar. And it was weird because this is a stat you wouldn't think that Carr and Russ would be on in 2024. But I think it was Carr, Russ, and Dak that had over 25 touchdowns and less than 10 interceptions. There were the only 3 quarterbacks last year to do that. I think. Or it was over 3,800 yards with less than 10 interceptions. I think that's what it was. So, I don't know. It was something like that.
Not
it
Russ
was
Francis.
Huh?
Definitely not.
It's not.
Russ had 3,000 yards.
Right.
So it's not that.
It's probably the touchdowns. Then was it the touchdowns?
No, look.
Let's see.
You said 25 passing touchdowns?
Yeah, 25 touchdowns and less than 10 interceptions or something like that.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
Okay. Because the only other one I was thinking was CJ Stroud, but he didn't have 25 touchdowns. Something like that. It was an insanely weird stat that just doesn't really sit right because Carr and Russ were both
ass.
Don't say ass. I mean, very mediocre. Like almost bottom tier mediocre.
Take your pants off, booty cheeks ass.
Sure. But yeah, those are my keys to victory. Is oh, sorry, I was looking at something. Keys to victory are let Carr get comfortable, sling the rock, and get Alvin Kamara involved too. Taysom Hill, get Taysom Hill involved. Nobody knows, and you want to know what? I'm gonna rant real quick. Nobody knows what Taysom Hill is gonna look like, and you want to know the best part about it is everyone already knew what Taysom Hill was gonna do every time he was in the game. Nobody could stop it.
Do you know
Not
why?
a single person.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because he's relevant.
He is relevant.
No one cares for him. No one loves him.
Taysom Hill is relevant, buddy.
Name one thing about Taysom Hill.
He's a football player.
What position does he play?
Tight end.
Okay, what other position?
Fullback.
Where did he go to college?
BYU.
What number did he wear in college?
7.
Who was his teammate in college?
Jamal Williams.
Okay, I see you, big dog. When did he get married?
2017, 18?
He was married in college.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not looking up Taysom Hill's wife 24/7.
That's on you. She's lovely. She's a lovely woman. I was at the house the other day.
Oh, really? Give her my love.
She made some mean panther claws.
Like food or like for your hands?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna refrain from the comment I just thought about.
Anyway, yeah, Taysom Hill is an incredible football player. We're gonna leave it at that because I can't really name his position. He played fullback a lot in preseason. He was really good at blocking. He even got out in space and ran a little bit. And he can pretty much go anywhere. You have to game plan for him in different positions. And it's going to be hard to do that. You see him at fullback, you already...
Do you want a Shiloh?
Shiloh!
I need to... They closed my door, so he's stuck upstairs.
Okay.
Do you want me to go get him?
Yeah. I'll keep going on my little rant. So, Taysom Hill is an incredible football player. Tight end, fullback, running back, quarterback, receiver, special teams, gunner. Whatever you want to, chalk it up to. Taysom Hill is an incredible football player. Now, with Pete Carmichael, you pretty much knew what he was going to do. You already, from wherever he lined up, you knew what he was going to do. But with Clint Kubiak, it's a little bit different. And I'm not here to gas up Clint Kubiak and say that he's the best because I haven't even seen his real play calling yet. But you could throw him out at fullback, something we did not see often. I'm pretty sure he had like 20. Oh, shoot, it's Shiloh. He had like 20 snaps at fullback throughout his entire career as a Saints player, period. So, he's got a whole different load of offense to look at now. Now, I think his snaps are going to stay the same, but his variety is going to look a lot different. And it's going to, be something that teams have to really watch out for. So, yeah, now that he's back, I'm done.
Hi.
Shiloh.
Good.
Anyway. Yeah. I'm done with the Taysom Hill rant. It went amazing. Where was I going? Yeah, okay. Now that we're done talking about keys to victory, that took forever, by the way. We got off on so many tangents there.
Yes.
We're gonna look at the injury report since we're talking about, you talked about Miles Sanders and Tommy Tremble. They are on the injury report. So here we go.
That's the report.
Yeah, we got on the Saints side, we have Pete Werner, full practice. Willie Gay, limited practice. I feel like he'll be all right, though. Marshall Lattimore, back to full practice. Nick Saldivari, limited practice. Jalen Ford, Dalen Holker, DeMarco Jackson, Colin Sanders, and A.T. Perry, who's new to the list, all did not practice on Thursday. Then for the Panthers, we got Joshua Nyman, tibia, for limited play. I'm guessing that means probably not going to play.
I would bet on it. I wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah, he's also not a starter too, so they'll keep him out regardless. We got Miles Sanders back to full practice with the finger. Ian Thomas, tight end, did not practice with calf injury. Thumbs down.
I don't think so.
And then Tommy Trimble back and hamstring. I think it was just back yesterday, and now it's hamstring as well. So he's DNP as well. Okay. Yeah, it really all depends on what happens tomorrow. And then we got Troy Hill, who's also new to the thing with the heel. He's their starting nickel back. You give him a thumbs up.
He'll play.
So you think he'll be good to practice? Anything there that stands out to you?
Not really.
Nothing significant. I mean,
they can't afford not having both Ian and Tommy,
right?
Because then they have to look towards a good old friend, Ja'Tavion Sanders. Oh, hopefully they don't play.
You want Ja'Tavion Sanders?
You don't? Actually, you don't want him.
I was going to say he plays for the Panthers, so no.
Of course, yeah, you don't. You don't want him this week. You want him next week.
Why?
Because Ja'Tavion Sanders will dominate the game.
You sure?
Yes.
Why you say that?
He's him.
Ah.
He's this right here.
Him. Cool. So are those tight end injuries not as significant?
Not really anymore.
I mean, Ja'Tavion is your tight end 3 for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about Miles Sanders? Does that ring a bell at all?
He's playing.
Okay. What about
it's a finger.
Yeshua?
Oh no, who that?
Okay. All right. Anyway.
He is.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
He is the backup tackle in both spots.
Both spots? Well, then you better hope nobody goes down then.
Who's going to go down?
Either Icky or Taylor. If either of them go down, then who's going to play tackle? You?
Yeah.
They better call you. Shit.
How much money did you say? My number 6.
You don't even got no one on that phone, y'all. All right, anyway. For the Saints, I'd say the most significant one down there is A.T. Perry.
18 maybe.
For the specific reason that he's wide receiver 3. Now, also, it's not as significant considering he was battling with Cedric Wilson. So I think whether he plays or not, wide receiver 3 is going to be fine. Another significant one is Colin Sanders because he's starting defensive tackle. And he's really good at his job. Great run defender, high energy guy, high motor guy. But with Brian Brzee behind him, I'm not really too scared or, it doesn't really affect me if he plays or if he doesn't. I hope he does, but it doesn't really shake me, I guess. DeMarco Jackson didn't practice. That kind of shakes me because he's really good on special teams, but I trust that Darren Rizzi has someone in mind who could play the position that he does really well. And then Dalen Holker, he's not going to play, period. If he even plays, if he's even in the game Thursday, he's not playing. Jalen Ford, again, someone who could probably have a good impact on special teams. And even if someone like Willie Gay doesn't end up playing, he could step in for Nick Saldivari. He's a backup guard, so I hope he plays. I'm pretty sure he won't need to play, but if someone goes down, he's going to be the one called on, I'm sure. So hopefully he'll be all right. Marshawn Lattimore, great to hear that he's back to full practice. As long as he's good, we're going to be solid. Sam Willie Gay, limited practice. I I don't think he's someone who's going to get snaps like every play. But again, when he's called upon, it's all a matter of if he can play up to the level that he should with the injury that he's got. And then Pete Werner's full practice. I think he's just on the injury report because he's been on the injury report since before he got the extension. So I don't know. But everything looked good. Tomorrow we got a little bit more of injury report, but we can't report on that because this video's coming out tomorrow. So yeah. All right, Big K. Now we got one final thing to do. I think. Let me see. We have one final thing on our list.
Read the list
That
off
is
because we have two. Read the list.
breakout candidates, injury
Good.
report, keys to victory, score predictions. All right, everyone. We had to take some time to look back at the original list that we found on Instagram. So thank you, Caleb, for finding that. Two more things before we wrap it up. What is your dream scenario for the Panthers?
350 and 4 tuds from Bryce.
Okay.
That's simple.
And so you don't want to explain that anymore?
If you have a second year QB who throws for 350 and 4 tuds in a divisional rival game, I think it's that simple.
Okay, that's fair. And I'd say my dream scenario for the Saints is Derek Carr looking good because Derek Carr doesn't look good. Okay, let me rephrase that. Derek Carr picking up where he left off. The reason it's a dream scenario, not something that's like really, in reach like that, it's because new season, you're not as warm as you are when you're in fucking week 16, 17, 18. So, yeah. Now, fuck positivity because we like being sad in this bitch. Just kidding. What is your nightmare scenario for the Falcons? What has to go wrong for them?
Man, this is going to sound familiar. Bryce Young does not play well.
Okay, so
Bryce Young does not play well.
Pretty much what you're saying is Bryce Young or the Panthers, period, look exactly how they did last year.
Pretty damn much. You have an O-line upgrade. You have a better receiver one. But you have the same QB1. And you need to see a step from him.
It's like, did I not teach you nothing?
If you do not see that step, you are going to have to worry.
Okay. And for the Saints, I would say everyone in the world right now is saying that the Saints are going to have the first overall pick or top 3 pick. And while I don't necessarily agree with them, I do kind of have, if we do start off really bad like we did last season, playing it for a top 5 pick would be nice. I think if you go out there in week 1 and you prove everyone right and you look like you're going to have a top 3 pick, that's the nightmare scenario because everyone right now, it's week 1. Week 1's always so fun because everyone has some sort of hope.
Mm-hmm.
If you go out there on week 1, 2 days from now, and you say, fuck that, we suck, that's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, now, moving forward to our final segment and everyone's favorite segment. I have to pull it up because, again, something I forgot. All right.
No, for you it depends on the week and what I'm saying.
That's true. Everyone's favorite segment, except for me, really just depends on what he says. So, Caleb, while I'm getting this prepared, you are 6-1 in picks. And what we all like to do, and what we like to do every week, is we like to they're up betting odds because it's a lot funner.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm going to ask you your money line pick, which is you already know. For people who don't know though, it is just wins the game. Your spread pick, which means who wins by how much or who loses by how much, and then also your over under pick,
Yeah.
total points from both teams for people who don't know. So the Panthers are plus 175 in the money line, and the Saints are favored minus 210. So Caleb, who
Hmm.
do you think is going to win? Who is your?
It's got to be you. You got to go.
Oh, me? Oh yeah, I forgot. You're the
It's got to be you.
grandmaster of. You're
It's
the
got to be you
grandmaster.
while I channel in the upper lords and what
Okay.
they are saying to me.
Well, my money line pick is going to be the Saints. My spread pick, however, is going to be the Panthers. And the reason I say that is because I don't think the Saints are going to win by more than a field goal. I just don't. I don't know why. I don't think they will. It's week 1. So I'm going to say Panthers plus 4, which means they have to lose by 4 or less or win, obviously. And then my over under, my final score prediction is 24-21, so that would hit the over of 41.5 points. I have the final score being 24-21, which would be 45 points. Now your turn, Caleb Allen. Who is your money line pick for this game?
How do I want to do this in the most dramatic way?
Of course, because you gotta do it dramatically.
Final score 28-10,
Okay.
which means the under.
Okay.
The team that wins covers.
Oh
If you can't do the math there.
no, I mean it's still a back and forth.
28-10?
Okay, if the Panthers win, they cover. If the Saints win, they cover.
Yes. I was like, you can't do math. That means whoever wins covers.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Which
back and
is
forth.
why,
Still.
congratulations,
dramatic.
Carolina.
Say that again. Sorry. No, restart that. I was talking over you.
Congratulations, Carolina. You're starting 0-1 again.
Ah.
Saints win 28-10. As much as I want to pick the Panthers, there's too many question marks. You do not know what Bryce Young will getting. You do not know, hey, how's this offense going to look? You do not know that D-line is very Derek Brown and no one. The DBs is J.C. Horn, who has an injury issue. Troy Hill is a maybe.
Mm-hmm. Still a maybe.
And if he doesn't play, you are going to a bum-ass corner two to deal with Rashid Shaheed and Olave.
That's just those two, by the way. Yeah.
And you also have Michael Jackson. Your linebacker core.
Okay.
Your linebacker core is good for the run game. Your run defense is going to be good. Issue is the Saints have a top 3 out of the backfield running back in the league in Kamara. So they're going to have to be able to play them in man. Josie Jewell's not a great coverage linebacker, and you have to deal with Taysom Hill.
Mm-hmm.
You have to deal with Taysom Hill. You have to deal
Hey,
with
you know Josie Jewell all too well, so I mean.
So, and in coverage, he's not the guy you want. You have 2 pass rushers, DJ Johnson, who was not good last year.
Mm-hmm.
And was not good through the preseason, and Jadeveon Clowney, who is a good pass rusher, but they're going to be able to shift to him. And if he's ever in a coverage, because he's going to have to play some coverage, he's not a great coverage backer. Your run defense,
very inconsistent.
Your run defense is going to be great. You'll be one of the 10 best run defenses in the league. You can write that down right now as we saying that. You're going to be a bottom 5 pass defense because you are not built to defend the pass unless DJ Johnson out of nowhere takes a massive leap.
I got a question. Is Ejiro Evero still their coordinator?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Which is your only chance of having a good pass defense.
Yeah, man. And look, I'm going to use the Bears as a perfect example. I don't think Eberflus is that bad of a coach, but he looks so bad because of what the team they gave him.
This is going to be what that is. Is Evero is going to put up some good. Is going to do what he can with what he has.
Yeah.
That run defense, like I said, going to be top 10.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you're playing a team that is built to pass the football on the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Your best hope is Davion Clowney bullies a bully, and Trevor Penning looks like a bum. But
he'll probably win that matchup. But
Clowney 1,000%.
Yeah.
But you are now looking at Troy Hill if he plays, and Michael Jackson to play really good football, because your safety room of Jordan Fuller and Xavier Woods, it's not bad, but Derek Carr will take those 10-yard passes all day, every day. You know that damn well he would rather not throw that deep ball.
Yeah, pretty much.
He'd rather beat you 10 yards at a time than 50.
Yeah, he's
and when
more
you're
of
going to
those.
be playing Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, and either A.T. Perry or who's the other guy?
Cedric Wilson Jr.
Or Cedric Wilson. A.T. Perry's a guy who likes to get deep. She likes to get deep. But they'll both happily take 4 catches for 52 yards.
She could take a dig route or a drag route, underneath
and
route,
take
whatever.
that for 20, 30 yards.
Yeah.
So,
but if he has to, he can get deep too, really fast.
So you are looking at J.C. Horn to lock down Chris Olave, which is possible.
Yeah.
But then you're looking at the other two. So I think this is going to be a situation of a year where, hey, we do what we can. Week 1's always the hardest on defenses.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, it's the other way around. Offense is usually down.
Yeah.
Offense is usually down. Defense is usually ahead of the offense. This is a case where, especially if Troy Hill don't play, this Saints offense could look really explosive.
That would give me a lot of hope.
Don't buy into it.
Oh no, it'll give me a lot of hope that will easily be let down.
9 wins at most.
That's what I say too.
That's the Big K expert opinion.
So Big K, well, you might be back next week, maybe. I don't know.
You guys play next week?
Cowboys.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's not going to be a fun episode.
Please find a Cowboys fan.
Yeah,
I will. If you don't, I will be wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Just as a spoiler, because if you're here an hour and 4 minutes in, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not picking the Saints next week. I'm not. Now, maybe on the spread, because I'm pretty sure that spread's gonna be very fucking wide, but I'm not picking them to win. All right, Caleb, once again, thank you for joining. Appreciate everyone who is watching up to this point. If you got to the end, comment Olave, because I just want to see who made it this far. And if you did make it this far, thank you for watching. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, turn on those notifications for all future New Orleans Saints behind enemy lines, hype videos, highlights, YouTube shorts, and everything. Yeah, without further ado, or actually no, without any. I don't know how to do an outro with the. Yeah, you know what? That's it.
It's not that hard.
I'm done. Bye. My camera's over here messing up.
Thank you for stopping behind enemy lines.
Yeah.
Let's go Saints.
Yeah.
Bye.